Hello student, welcome back to my channel Tech Teacher Shruti. In last video we have seen about JToggle button and one programming example of JToggle button. In this video we are going to see about JCheckbox. JCheckbox class provides the functionality of checkbox which is defined in AWT. JCheckbox defines several constructors. Okay, the most commonly used the JCheckbox constructor is JCheckbox string str. See here, this is one checkbox sample here. Okay, these are the checkboxes. Okay, pizza toppings he is giving as a checkboxes here. This is garlic, onions, different flavors they are displaying in the form of checkboxes. Okay, see this constructor JCheckbox and it is taking one string argument. Okay, what string argument we will pass here? No, that it will display for this checkbox. See here, suppose this onions checkbox is there in string str. In this string argument we need to pass onions, so it will display onions with a checkbox. When the user selects or deselects a checkbox, item event is generated, and you can obtain a reference to JCheckbox that generated the event by calling a getItem method on the item event passed to the item state changed method defined by the item listener. And the easiest way to determine the selected state of a checkbox is to call a each selected method on the JCheckbox instance. Okay, and we will see the one example in a Eclipse. See here, this is the JCheckbox example. As we are using a flow layout manager, so we are importing a java.awt star package. We are handling the item event here, so we need to import a java.awt.event.star package. As we are using JApplet, JLabel, okay, so we are importing javax.swing package. We are writing a JApplet here, so I am writing this line of code here. I am writing JCheckbox demo class and I am extending JApplet which is implementing item listener. Why? Because JCheckbox creates or generates a item event. We need to handle those events, so we are implementing a item listener interface. I am initializing a JLabel. I am writing a init method. Within that init method I am calling a makeGUI method. In that makeGUI method, first I am setting a layout manager to flow layout. Next I am creating one checkbox, that is ACN. Okay, I am creating a checkbox that is ACN, and when I will click on that checkbox it will create a item event. So we need to register that checkbox with the item listener. Next I am adding that checkbox to the content pane of the applet viewer. Like that I am creating another two checkboxes, that is J2EE and DBMS. Okay, and those two buttons also registering with the item listener and adding those checkboxes to the content pane of the applet viewer. Initially I am setting a text JLabel text to the select language. Okay, initially the JLabel will display select language and I am adding that label to the content pane of the applet viewer. As we are implementing item listener interface, we need to compulsorily override item state changed method. In that item state changed method I am getting a get item, means which item is selected, no, that item I am getting here, but that is in the form of string. Okay, that is in the form of string. So we are typecasting that to object, that is J of type J checkbox. Okay, then I am storing that in a CB. Okay, CB. Next, I am checking if that checkbox is selected. Okay, next I am checking that checkbox is selected. If it is true, the JLabel text will set to cb dot get text. It means whatever that name will be there. No, suppose I click on dbms, it will return dbms, and it will the JLabel will display next is selected. It means dbms is selected. Like that it will print. Okay, if cb dot is selected returns a false, the JLabel text will set to dbms. For example, dbms I click means it will display dbms is clear. Okay, cb dot get text means whatever this label we are passing, no, or whatever this string we are passing with J checkbox, no, that it will return get text. Okay, it returns the label of the checkbox. Okay, we will see the output now. See here, this is the output. Initially the JLabel is displaying select language. Okay, no one item is selected here. If I click on J2EE, it will display J2EE is selected. And if I click on dbms, it will display dbms is selected. One feature of this checkbox is we can select multiple items in a checkbox. Okay, we can select multiple items in checkbox. If I click on ACN, that is also become selected. Then it will display ACN is selected. Okay, if I click on J2EE, the J2EE is clear. It means it is not selected. So it is that is selected method is returning false. This is how this J checkbox will work. Next, we will see about J radio button. J radio button is a swing wheel equivalent of radio button which is defined in AWT. Radio buttons are a group of mutually exclusive buttons in which only one button can be selected at any one time. J radio button provides several constructors. One of them is commonly used is J radio button string str. Here str is the label for the button. See here. Okay, these radio buttons are displaying qualification, whether you are a undergraduate or a graduate. Okay, if I click on, if any one of this is selected at a time, we can't select both the items at a time. Okay, that we can calling as a mutually exclusive buttons. It means if one button is selected, we can't select another button. Although if we select the another button, the previous button will become clear. Okay, so radio buttons are group of mutually exclusive buttons. In order for their mutually exclusive nature to be activated, radio buttons should be configured into a group. Okay, we should create one group of those buttons to maintain the mutually exclusive nature of that radio buttons. Only one of the buttons in the group can be selected at any time. A button group is created by using the button group class, and elements are then added to the button group via the following method, that is void add abstract button AB. Here AB is the reference to the button to be added to the group. You can set or get action commands by using a methods get action command and set action command. Second, you can simply check each radio button to find out which one is selected currently by calling a isSelected method on each button. Either you will use a action commands, or you can use a isSelected method. Okay, we'll see this radio button example in Eclipse. This is a radio button example. Okay, as we are using a flow layout manager, so we are importing java.awt.star package. Next we are handling a action event here, so we are importing java.awt.star and we are importing a javax.swing package. Why? Because we are using a JApplet, JLabel and JRadio buttons. Okay, and we are writing a applet program, so we need to write this line of code here. I am writing class that is demo radio button, which is extending JApplet, and it is when I will click on a radio button, it generates the action event. So we are implementing a action listener interface. Initially I am initializing a JLabel to JL and JRadio buttons. 3 JRadio buttons I am taking. I am writing init method. Within that init method I am I am calling make GUI method. Next I am writing make GUI method. First we are setting a layout manager to flow layout manager. I am creating a RB1 radio button. Okay, RB1 JRadio button. The name of that JRadio button is DBMS. When I will click on this button, it generates the action event. So we need to register that button with the action listener. Next I am adding that to the content pane of the applet viewer. Like that I am creating another 2 JRadio buttons, that is RB2, name of that is J2EE, and RB3, the name of that button is ACN. Okay, and I am registering those 2 buttons with the action listener. I am adding those 2 buttons to the content pane of the applet viewer. As I told, to maintain the mutual exclusive nature of these buttons, we need to create one button group and we need to add those buttons into that button group. Okay, so I am creating one button group here. In that button group I am adding these 3 JRadio buttons. Now we can maintain the mutual exclusive nature of this JRadio button. Next I am setting a JLabel text to the select language. Then I am adding that JLabel to the content pane of the applet viewer. As we are implementing a action listener interface, we need to override action performed method. In that action performed method, I am setting a text of JLabel to uSelected e.getAction command. It means whichever radio button it will set now, that action command we are getting, and we are printing uSelected ACN. Suppose I clicked on ACN, it will display uSelected ACN. Get action command means the action command set with this button. Okay, if no action command is set for this means whatever label is there, no, that it will return as a action command. So if I click on a ACN, it will display uSelected ACN. If I click on a J2EE, it will display uSelected J2EE. Okay, now we will execute this. See here. First I will click on J2EE. It will display you selected J2EE. If I click on ACN, the J2EE becomes deselected and ACN will be selected. This is the mutual exclusive nature of these radio buttons. It means at a time only one item is selected in the with the J radio buttons. If I click on DBMS, the ACN becomes deselected. Okay. Thank you.